Yes, people. Welcome back. Welcome back to United Team Talk. We are back again. As I keep saying, games coming thick and fast. Is Manchester United travelling to Selhurst Park to take on Crystal Palace in the Premier League? The race for the top four is hotting up. I got the bros with me. Got Rick and Jackson in the building. Before we begin, though, as I say every time, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you know we go live. And let's get straight into it. All right, boom. See this game. Thinking about it, people think it's just Crystal Palace. We should just turn up and win, but I think this is a massive, massive game with City coming up on Sunday. Obviously, you got Chelsea playing Liverpool also on this week midweek games. You've got Leicester playing just before we play. Liverpool and Chelsea, they're looking to see if they can get back to the top four. People say our top four status is secured. I don't think so anyway, because knowing this team with the coaching and the obviously, guys, if you didn't check out the Sleeping Giants podcast, it's out now. Check out the channel. It was an eventful one. Obviously, they got the two lads. So I hope we're all friends.
Come on, you know how I am. I get animated. Man.
Yeah, go ahead. But obviously, this is what we do, man. There's a difference of opinions. If you all agree with each other, then it's boring, innit? But yeah, man, we're here to talk about Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace away, obviously, just to take you guys' mind back. The first game of the season, we got slapped by these lot, man. 3-1 at Old Trafford. I think Andros Townsend scored. Zaha got 2 goals. It was the worst start for us back in, was it September, October? I can't remember. But yeah, man, the reverse fixtures here. Obviously, big news that Zaha's out. We got Cavani back in training. We got Van der Beek. He was on the bench in the last game against Chelsea. So, Rick, man, before I get your thing, we were talking about systems in the podcast and the previews, match reactions. Is obviously I know your stance, the coach is dead, but I was thinking today, is this what it's going to be like with life without Paul Pogba? Because I think since he's been boy, it's big.
Yeah, like obviously our team is normally built off individuals doing bits basically, and Pogba's capable of doing, certain pieces of magic that are not really expected, man. So we've missed Pogba's kind of creativity in that aspect. And I think any team would really miss Pogba's creativity, really. So I say we've missed him, but they haven't got Zaha, so I'm quite relaxed. We should win.
Even relax after the XG and the
no, I know all of that, but I'm just saying, like, Crystal Palace, they have their system in it, and it's built around Zaha in it, and Zaha's not on the pitch. That's how they trouble teams a lot, man. You have to sometimes, even with Zaha on the pitch, if he played on the left, we could wrap him up with Wan-Bissaka, but they'd probably play him through the middle to trouble Harry Maguire, basically.
Yeah, I think they did that last game, and obviously he came up first.
But he's not on the pitch, so just because of that, I'm not someone that's gonna just complain about something just because it's my narrative. We should beat Crystal Palace, man. If they've got no Zaha, he's their best players, their talisman.
Yeah, so they got a lot of injuries as well. I think they got like 8 players. I think Eze will be fit though. I think when I look at their team, he's the only really threat I see. Jax, like I said, I know you've had your reservations about Paul Pogba, a luxury player and whatnot, but are we seeing life without Paul Pogba? Like, obviously there's talks of him having a new contract at the end of the season. I know your stances are sell him if we can, or he's a luxury player, but we're seeing now without Pogba, it looks like Bruno's the only creative player and we're missing him, man.
Yeah. Yeah, my stance on Pogba is that, to get the best out of him, you need to build a system around Pogba and really protect him and protect the defense, because he gives so much away when it comes to his inability to defend and to, spot certain things. But, of course you're going to miss Pogba. He's a top player. He's a top player. And you know, if you're ever going to get rid of a player like Pogba, you need to bring a very, very good replacement. But yeah, of course, we're definitely missing him. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, man. The whole system. Obviously, when we do the podcast, I always watch it back, and everyone actually made valid points. Obviously, I try to put a video on Twitter just to cram it down to a minute. But looking at the system, I know I don't want to get into a whole other debate with the Ollie, but fam, the way we play, like recently, obviously, I think the last 7 games, I think we've won 2 and we've drawn like 5. Like we're unbeaten, but we're not. Like watching Man City, obviously, Man City are playing right now against Wolves. It's just like, how are we going to compete with this, fam? Obviously, we know with the board players, but against Palace, knowing that with the low block they're going to come with, how do we approach this game with the players that we have available? Rick, going to come to you first, bro.
Well, with Ollie, I don't know, bro. I don't know. All I've got to do is hope that we pick that Cavani's fit enough to play.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, would you start him? Would you start him because he just come back?
No, but we have no choice, really. If he's fit, yeah.
I think it's a choice because, like I said, we've got City on Sunday and he's just come back from injury. Do we want to rush him back?
No, but the thing is like, the way I see it is that we should secure the 3 points against Crystal Palace. Even if we played our best 11 and Ollie came up with the best system, whatever it is, it's not likely that we're going to beat City. We could. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel like we need to focus. It's a game by game thing, and we need to just put all of our eggs in this basket at the moment in time and try and get those 3 points. I don't think we can be resting. Like if Cavani's fit, he should play. Basically, like if he's fit, if he's injured, he shouldn't play. But if he's fit, he should play because he's the best striker. He's the focal point. I know he's missed a couple sitters inside the box, but he's shown that he can head the ball, etc. So he's the one that should play, man. If you ask me, man.
Yeah, Jax, your thoughts on Cavani? Obviously, a big boost for us. I see Ollie's person saying he's been training. Obviously, they're waiting for a reaction to the training, but he should travel down to London for the game. Marshall, again, another luxury player, as you like to say. But
yeah,
is this a game for him? Obviously, he scored there last season.
No.
No, you're not feeling Marshall.
No. Cavani has to play. What Ricky just said. 3 points is 3 points, whether it's against City or against Palace. So optimally, you go for the one that's more likely to achieve. You play a best team against Crystal Palace and you beat them. Because if you play a best team against City, you probably still lose. In terms of how we approach the game, when Cavani plays, I think we have a more recognizable approach, where we move the ball more to the left, get Luke Shaw overlapping Rashford. Rashford usually either cuts in and does whatever he's doing, or Luke Shaw gets the one and delivers across, which is why he's got the most assists this season. And I don't think there's a coincidence between him getting the most assists and Cavani being our main striker.
Yeah, but even with Cavani, I'm sorry, I'm going back to the XG thing because obviously Rick he's been drumming it in, and he sent me a video today. I watched it, and even with Cavani starting up front, for him, I think he's got like 5 goals. Like people say Cavani over Marshall, but even then, he's not really banging like that. Like the chances ain't coming. Like so. Obviously, with Marshall off form, the obvious choice is Cavani. But even like people say, Marshall didn't play last game, and we still looked crap. Like Mason, because he's young, people kind of give him a bribe, but we still looks rubbish. So
yeah,
even with the players, I think we need to change something tactically, man. Because is that me?
That's me, sorry about
that. Apologies for that, people.
Yeah, I mean, our top goal scorer is not Cavani. Our 2 talisman in the team is Rashford and Bruno, and so we go through Rashford, which is why I said the ball goes to Rashford. Then he has options. A lot of the goals come through Rashford, and unfortunately, as I said in the what's it called? Is it Upwatch?
Yeah, Sleeping Giants podcast.
Sleeping Giants podcast. When you have Fred and Scott McTominay, I think you give up so much on the attack. So unfortunately, I'm not too excited to see what we do going forward. I think we are definitely missing Pogba, and I personally would like to see Van de Beek.
I like that, the sound of that. Shout out to Bits and Bobs and shout out to United Vate in the chat. He says after stats is all about the eye test. We could go back and forth with the XG and
eye test isn't turning up evil, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, fam.
Yeah, it's not pretty at all, man. We don't play pretty football.
I was thinking like this game is gonna be a hard watch.
Oh man, I hope not.
The best player the player is going to be probably the most exciting to watch is the young lad at Crystal Palace that they brought in.
Eze. Yeah, Eze.
That's it, bro. That's the only vibes I'm going to be getting for the whole game, bro.
I watched Palace's last game. They won. I thought it was against Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the full game. And they were horrible.
It was shocking, bro. Brighton, yeah.
I feel so bad for Brighton.
And Brighton, like this when I say like stats and the eye test are the same thing, yeah. You guys watch Brighton, you see like they create way more chances than the opposition, and they're just not clinical enough. So they end up losing. They create way more chances than they concede, bro. Like they'll dominate a whole game and they'll still lose. If you actually checked expected points, they're third or fourth in the league, bro.
Yeah, the way they play is astonishing. Like that manager. Go on,
Jerry. Sorry, Jerry. I was going to say, but that's what I was trying to say, Rick. I don't disagree with those points.
Yeah.
What I tried to add to that point is the fact that the players need to do better with those XGs. And the reason, and that's why I kept on saying, Leeds, they do this, they do that, but they don't have the players.
Yeah, but Jax, it's the probability. Like, I understand what Rick's saying, that I understand what you're saying with the chances that we do get, the players are not clinical, but to increase the likelihood, we need to create more chances.
I agree. But remember what I said? I said the reason why we're not creating is because we've forgotten. We're trying to protect the defense.
Jack, you know what's crazy about it as well? Like, we always keep on saying our players should do better. And I checked, like, to see if our players are converting their chances, bro. And they're quite good, bro. That's the thing. Like,
I mean, to create, our players should do better to create.
Yeah, so in terms of creating, the players do need to do better. I do agree with you, yeah. So
scoring goals with them, sick.
Yeah,
we're the highest.
Scoring goals with them, sick.
Yeah. Creativity-wise, McTominay and Fred are absolutely
That's my problem. Those are the two. Like, that's what I said in the last episode. Those two are shocking. Like, they are really bad on the ball. Like, when you actually watch the match and you look at what Fred does and some of the why you, it's like, why can't you play football? I don't understand. And that's what frustrates me the most, the fact that they're so bad on the ball. So I would much prefer to see Van de Beek play now. I'm getting fed up of watching.
Is Van de Beek gonna play though? Like, that's the thing, fam.
But that's where I disagree with Ole. I think he needs to get at least one of them on.
And secondly, like, if Pogba's injured, normally Ole would bring in like Pogba to play in double pivot. I'd say our next best creative player in the double pivot is probably Matic, bro.
I trust him more. I trust him more to create than the other two, honestly.
Way better, bro, on the ball. Way better on the ball.
I prefer Matic over both Scott and Fred.
This is the thing, fam. So
that's my preference. I just feel like he's lost his legs a bit.
All these selections sometimes are just like, I think if you play like a Matic and Fred, that covers the mobility and creativity, bro. But he's still gonna pick McTominay. Like, I know McTominay's done very, very well, but what we need from that position, he's not gonna score a long range shot every 3 games. Like, he's probably gonna get one more goal this season, probably. So I don't see the output. Like, I know he's a good player. I know he looks good when we're playing. He looks like one of the best players when we're playing because we're so shocking and stuff. But I don't think he should be in the team. For being honest with you, man,
the thing is, I don't even know who's worse, Fred and Scott, because Fred confuses me. I think and it goes back to all I've been saying about these players that show you one thing, but then when you look at the other side of their game, it's so bad. Like, Fred will come with all this energy and win balls. You're like, okay, but then he gets to the ball, you try to switch and we just go off, and you're like, why can't you? You're a professional footballer. Why can't you? And then you take some random shot. And you're like, why are you doing this? You're Fred. Why are you doing this kind of thing? And I think that's what frustrates me so much about the players. I just like, why are you that bad? It's frustrating for me. I don't know who's better at Fred and Scott.
Yeah, but I think we need Fred's dynamism.
Yeah, probably more than Scott. But what does Scott bring?
Scott, that's what I'm trying to think. But Scott, he has the mentality, as Jax, you like to say.
Yeah, but he's not as dynamic as Fred. Like, we got remember they're there to protect Maguire, bro. And the way you protect Maguire is getting legs around him. Like that's how you protect him. And if Fred is not in that 11, bro, cut attacking, we're done. What Linda, Maguire, Scott, Matic, Jesus Christ.
This is what I'm saying, fam. But you see why I get so frustrated about talking about players. Like, why do we have to protect Maguire? Like, come on, man. This is. I almost lose my head with the fact that Manchester United, the biggest club in the UK, has to protect their centre back, their captain. Like that's so bad, man.
Like, I know, like we're focusing on Maguire, but most top teams,
both of them.
Most top teams, when they attack, they create a back three. Even Liverpool with Van Dijk create a back three when they attack. And that's what's protecting them from 1v1s. It becomes a 3v2. Do you know what I mean? Like,
So this is why you talk about systems, yeah?
So we do it with Fred.
Yeah.
And I think see, the thing is, like, Matic is the best ball progressor dropping into the back three. But of course, if we create a back three of Lindelof, Matic, and Maguire with Fred around, Jesus Christ.
Basically, what happened with Matic that last game when he was on a halfway line and then Demba and then scored that goal?
And I know Ollie's solution is having Fred around, but a very, very glaring oversight I'm seeing is you have Wan-Bissaka. If you just keep him close to them lot, then you had your leg.
He does though. Ricky doesn't stay back.
You said it, but I don't think he stayed back. He does. He goes forward a lot.
No, I mean while we're playing, he goes forward. But I mean, like,
no, even when we're playing, we need to stay back. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
He needs to be closer to them a lot, so we don't have to have a Fred in the team.
But you see what the problem is with that, Ricky. The problem with that, and whilst that is a solution, and I think this is the point I was trying to get yesterday. Whilst that is a solution, that's why you can adjust things to solve one thing, but then it creates a problem somewhere else because there's nothing on the right completely now. The right is completely doormat.
City have that same problem, and all they do is just do De Bruyne or underlaps.
Because he's De Bruyne though.
So who's doing that for us?
Why can't Bruno do that underlap?
Because Bruno's doing so much elsewhere.
Who's doing that? Then if he does that, who does
the Bruno job?
Yeah, like
what do you mean?
Bruno
thing is popping up.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
in odd 90% of the time, Bruno's not doing much.
That's true.
On the ball, he doesn't do much,
bro. 90% of the time, he's just buzzing around and looking busy, but he's not actually physically doing much, fam. Like,
he gets some goals.
Yeah, I know he pops up. Like 10% is a big thing. I'm saying for the rest 9%, what is Bruno? What's his actual job other than to pop up with the goal?
I guess. Yeah, then I guess the question is, if he does the job that you're telling him to do, will he still be able to do what he's doing?
He'll get more assists. That's the assist zone. The underlap, that when you get to that area on the right-hand side, he can cross the ball, he can pull it back, he can shoot, his numbers will go up. It's a half space.
I heard that. I'm just trying to picture him doing that. And then who else is on the other side? What Scott and Fred will be?
On the right.
On the right, we'll have to come.
I'm trying to see Bruno. Where's the rest?
It's an overload team, Jack. Yeah. When the ball's on the right, it doesn't have to be on the left.
Oh my God,
he's gone.
He's come back. So wait. Yeah, I get it. So the person on the right,
he goes over there and creates an overload and creates an underlap.
Yeah,
like currently we do it, but we do it with Wan-Bissaka. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's
the issue, fam. Like, and it's just nuts, bro. I don't know that's the one thing I can't forgive is his use of Wan-Bissaka, bro. I can't forgive that.
Yeah,
because it's week in, week out. I want to see him. I literally want to see him like trying to make improvements week to week.
Yeah, like change it up. It's the same thing every week, fam.
I feel like he feels like it's working, bro. I don't know. Like, I feel like he feels like everything's working, everything's going well, but it's not.
I genuinely believe Ole thinks Wan-Bissaka can improve.
Well, how you helping him to improve?
But Wan-Bissaka gets in positions, you know.
Well, he can do that in training, though, not on the like. You don't use the match as a training ground thing for him. He can do that in training, but when it comes to the match, just if you need him on the pitch, like him being that high affects his defensive output as well. Because he's always dropping back and he's not in his position.
It does, yeah. There's certain times when we lose the ball And I think Wilson had that whole space, and he's trying to get back, and it was left with Maguire and Lindelof. And we're like, every time we're like, oh crap, it's 1v1, and we're thinking it shouldn't be like that, fam. Like, let me just read some of the comments. Amori the legend, he says, if you're young and want to be a footballer, don't give up. Harry Maguire is now Manchester United captain. United way, shout out you, man. He says McTominay only looks good when he plays in an advanced role. Defensively, he's not experienced enough.
Yeah.
Harry says Fred has energy, McTominay scores goals. All right, Wolves just back. Come on, Wolves. The title's back. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. The United way says the way you protect Maguire is don't start him. Where
I don't think that's a bad idea.
He's got the 80 million protection as
I mean, plays every game, bro.
And lastly, he says Bruno moves the defense around with his movement. Off the ball, he's pretty good into getting to the pockets. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Go on, Jax.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one second issue really frustrates me because I'm trying to really find a solution, and there are solutions, but I just feel like are those solutions gonna improve our team drastically?
I think so. You know why? Because even with the back three, why can't he play as the third centre?
As a first. Do you know what? I was just thinking that when you guys were talking. But then this is where I come in again and say, well, who's going to play on the right wing? I said I'll take Dan James.
Dan James, man. That's what I'm saying.
I'll take him as a wing back.
Has to be James, bro. Has to be James, man.
He's got the.
But Ricky. But then I'll be then trying things in the matches. Then I'll be just trying things.
I don't know. Like,
give up a lot of the XG.
I think maybe even Bruno could play there, man. If Pogba was fit, you could play Bruno right mid and play Pogba in the 10. Like
no. In a back three, so who's the wing back? Well, that's what we're trying to say.
No. Like when you guys say a back three, you thinking of a starting back three. I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're talking about in the game. Okay, yeah.
Oh, during the game.
The game, the three develop like the right back to tuck in. Maguire will be able to be in his left space that he loves so much to dribble in. Yeah. Lindelof is in the middle. Then you have like a pivot of Fred, Pogba, something like that, just in front of them so Pogba can be distributing the ball. James on the right, Bruno number 10, Rashid on the left, Cavani through the middle, something like that, bro. So you have Luke Shaw will be doing providing the lift on the width on the left. Rashid will be on the left half space. Bruno would be on the right half space. Right wing would be James. Cavani would be in a striker, and you have Pogba there doing those. Like after we do our little, sideways passes, we get the ball into Pogba, and he can find Bruno or Rashid in the half space or one of the wide men. Yeah, or Maguire can do his little dribble thing, bring it out, or Lindelof can do a little dribble thing and bring it out. Like we could do something like that, man. And if you wanted to show it out against a better team, you wanted to bring in Fred and Scott, then maybe you push Pogba to the number 10 and then push Bruno to the right wing, and he can do whatever he wants there, man. He can be free.
I've actually called for that. I didn't really understand why. Well, I understand why he forced Pogba into the team because I know there's politics in the club. But I would have actually wanted to see Bruno playing the right and Pogba number 10.
Yeah, I think Bruno is way more intelligent positionally. I think he can play anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah. He's like a Rooney. It's quite similar to Rooney.
I don't think Pogba has that in him. Like Pogba, he has flashes of brilliance where, like when he sees someone's 1v1, he smells blood, so he will beat you on the right wing and cross the ball. But he doesn't want to do that. He just sees it and he thinks,
I have to shine kind of thing. Yeah.
I have to destroy this guy now. I'm gonna do it. But that's not his go-to thing. Before that, he'll try 100 diagonals from right wing. 100 Hollywood with his left foot. Trying to hit that.
Yeah, guys, shout out to United Way, always supporting, man. Guys, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. Harry says, do you think a new manager will help? Yeah, we've been through that, man. Just watch the previous videos. Az back in the chat. Shout out to Az, he was in the Sleeping Giants podcast yesterday. He says, if you lot were Ollie, what system would you implement to score more goals given the players you have? I think
you just kind of said that, man.
I think we literally just answered that. He said, goals to say, Bruno is more of a Bergkamp than De Bruyne and Iniesta.
De Bruyne is not finisher, so I say that he's a goal scorer for midfield. I say he's more of a Yaya That's what I'd say. Maybe. But
well, first and foremost, Iniesta is one of my favorite footballers of all time.
The best.
So everyone knows that I love that guy. But he was a bit different from. I think even Iniesta and De Bruyne are different. Yeah, I think all three players are quite different. I think Bruno. Oh, Bruno's actually a combination. Bruno's a combination of all of them. I thought it was more like a Lampard, but he gets the assist, so it's a bit of a hard one. I was going to say,
Lampard's a good shout. Actually.
Yeah, I think it's more of a Lampard, but because he gets more assists than Lampard, that's why I've changed it. What I would say, regarding Azariah's question, is if I was the manager, I will have to buy some players. Because what we really need, if Pogba was going to stay,
but I don't think I'm talking about with the players that we have.
With players that we have, okay, I would want Matic to start by himself as the only DM, and then I'll play Pogba and Bruno in the midfield. It's just that I feel as if Matic has lost his legs a bit from what I've seen, but I've not seen him enough to see if he actually has lost his legs. But I would want to see that. But then to not have to compensate by playing Fred, I wouldn't start Maguire or Lindelof. One of them will have to get dropped for Bailly, because if Bailly's playing, he doesn't need as much protection.
I think if you played Matic in a DM, I think like what City does would make more sense, because I think Rodri has the same mobility issues as Matic. Yeah. So they'll get Rodri's mobility shocking, bro.
It is, but
God. Oh my God, Rodri, yeah, when he first came to the Prem.
I don't really rate Rodri up to now.
You catch him square, he's finished. You catch him square.
Them man and Jacques and them man there are not mobile.
He's mobility shocking. But what they did is just that they have their fullbacks who are mobile either side of him. Inside basically, and that could help. But obviously, like that, then you lose maybe Luke Shaw's assists.
Yeah,
coming inside.
And then if you want to play from the back, when the ball goes to Wan-Bissaka, unfortunately, we'll end up losing.
He doesn't have to do the killer pass. He doesn't have to bring it. You can just pass it back to a centre back, man.
But that's what I'll do. I think just as I'll answer as this question, that's what I'll do. I'll bring in Bailly, and then I'll start Matic, because then Bailly compensates, gets rid of the whole Fred Scott needing to play thing, I think.
Okay.
James is not going to play right back in United. No, we were talking about that.
No, we're talking about wing back.
Right wing.
So, yeah. Right wing, you're saying? Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's not. James is not playing right back for United. No.
He ain't got the intelligence. We will get caught. We get caught on side every time.
So yeah, guys, we're 20 games. I think it's been over a calendar year that we've been unbeaten away from home, which is an astonishing stat. It's funny enough, we got 3 away games in a row, which I think that's very weird. Like we had Chelsea, Palace, then we got City on Sunday. So with this away record, is it something to be proud of, or is it just a stat?
Well, you know how I am, Jerry. I like to try and give it a very fair assessment. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. It's something to say, you know what, it's okay. And it's the same about, when we was talking about the record against the top 6, and yeah, it's not great, but if you draw against all top 6 teams and you beat everyone else, you've got a very big shot of winning the league, or finishing in a very high position. So it's not great, because as we said, Man United, we should be beating the top 6. We were fans. We want to beat the top teams, but it's not bad.
Okay, just to move on to the next topic. Obviously, team news. As we said, Cavani's back in training. It's a midweek game. We got a big March Madness ahead of us. Obviously, the Europa League with next week. City coming up on Sunday. Gonna start with you, Rick. Give me your starting lineup for tomorrow's game. Is anyone getting arrested, or as you said before, just straight go for the kill, man?
You know what? The game City's on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday.
That's enough days, man. That's calm, man. I'd go for Dean Henderson in goal. I'm still not.
No, but they made some good saves last game. Let's give him credit.
I don't care anymore, bro. I don't care, bro.
At least that's something we can agree on.
Okay, Hayes not in goal. Dean Henderson in goal. Right back, Wan-Bissaka. Centre backs, Bailly, Maguire. Left back, I'll go for Shaw. DMs, double pivot, I'd go for Matic and Fred. Number 10, obviously Bruno. Right wing. James. I go for James right wing. We need someone that's comfortable being out there, man. Left wing, I'd go for Rashi, obviously. And up top, please Cavani be fit, man. Cavani.
Interesting team. Jax, coming to you. You're starting lineup for tomorrow.
I'm gonna start De Gea, even though I don't really want to. But he's made. I think in the past few games he's made some pretty good saves. So all right, De Gea to the end of the season. Luke Shaw on the left. I'm going Maguire and Bailly.
Yeah.
In a centre back pairing. Wan-Bissaka on the right. I'm going just one DM. I'm going to play Matic. Neither Fred or Scott's playing this game for me because if Bailly's playing, I don't think he needs as much protection. And I'm going 2 attacking midfielders. I'm going for both Van de Beek and Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
When I say attacking midfielder, Van de Beek can drop a bit deep, so he's a central midfielder. And then Rashford on the left, Cavani up top, and I'm going to play Greenwood because I feel as if Palace are just going to sit back, and I think Greenwood's better suited to that kind of block.
Yeah, speaking of, you see Mason, I think this season it's been a tough like just before you said you're right when you was like, because Mason, I know we all like hail him up, great youngster from the academy, ball-footed. This season, to take the bias out, he's
4 goals, man. 4 goals only.
Yeah,
bro.
man, it's not great. Like,
James more goals than him, bro. Like
exactly, like is that you can't say it's a system because last year was it not the same players, same manager? So then what's changed?
Last episode. I told you. I said it last episode. We had forgotten something. This year is Fred and Scott. I keep saying it. Them two are the fundamental issue of Man United not scoring goals and not increasing our XG. It's those two. Last season was Matic and Pogba. Yeah, so we have definitely forgotten something. Like we're losing out on a lot by playing those two. Because that's Matic and Pogba. Remember, Matic is a DM, but he's better than both of them at football. You know, at football, full stop. And Pogba's Pogba. So I think that's obviously not helping Greenwood. The ball doesn't get to him quick enough, if that makes sense. Someone like Greenwood, the ball needs to get to him quick enough so he can spur up the defender. Maybe just a little step over there, it doesn't shoot. But by the time the ball gets to him, everyone's there. And he's tried a few times, but his shots have been a bit dead. I can't even lie. So, I'm really getting fed up with the whole Scott and Fred thing. I can't even lie to you.
I think people have clocked Greenwood, man.
You reckon?
Yeah, like Greenwood doesn't look for the pass; he always looks to shoot. That's what makes him manageable. If he was because he's ball-footed, he should be a nightmare. It should be impossible, basically. But because we know he wants to shoot,
it's true. Because every time he gets the ball,
shoot. So
on
the right, the option is to force him wide. And because he's still going to try and shoot instead of trying to find another player, he's going to end up wasting the ball.
Yeah, which is what he's done. There was one game where he played the opposite of what you're saying.
It was Liverpool. Was it Liverpool?
Was it Liverpool?
He was
playing really well.
Yeah, he was playing on the left.
Was on the left?
No. He was playing on the right. It was Liverpool in the cup, and then we broke, and all you had to do was cut it back to Van der Beek, but he just shot.
Oh, he shot.
Right
yeah. But I remember talking about
the assist to Bruno. There's one when he crossed the ball, and Bruno scored the volley.
Last year against right in the way. Right in the way.
On the left, he crosses the ball because he's left-footed. Yeah. I know he's both. He's left-footed.
He's mainly more left-footed. No, but I mean, there was a game this season. Yeah. So there was a game this season where he played really well, and I think it was a 7-0. I think when we banged our team, but he was getting on the ball and he was passing the ball like he was. And even in recent times, even when he plays, he's not scoring goals, but on the ball, he still looks a quality player, if that makes sense, compared to James. But he's not being effective, and I think he needs to mature from that mindset of, every time I get the ball, I'm going to shoot. I don't want him to completely lose that because that's what makes him a leg man. But he needs to mature to know when to. And I think even Rashford's learned that. Rashford has learned when to do a little reverse pass or whatever, and he needs to improve on that or play up front.
And even Rashford, I think last game, obviously we watched it together, Jax. He's the cutback stuff for me. I think he needs to just go back to instincts and just start pulling triggers, man. Because I know he's trying to add something new to his game with the whole being creative.
The Rooney thing again, isn't it? It's the Rooney thing again, bro.
It is a Rooney thing. It is.
Like that's the thing. Like when people say players in England are overcoached, and I agree with that because I think as English clubs, because we incorporate a lot of English players in our team, English players naturally. So you're when I say a British player, you know your typical British player, basically like a Harry Maguire. They're not athletically better 1v1. That's the problem. Like in under 21s, there'll be a littering of like black athletic players all over all of the top teams in the under 21s, under 18s football. When you come to like men's football in England, you have a lot of footballers that are not comfortable in 1v1 situations, and because of that, like you have to coach players like Rashford to have responsibility defensively and use the ball better, etc., etc. When in other countries, Neymar does what he wants. Neymar does what he wants. You don't see people telling Neymar to play left back and track back and all of that type of thing. They know Neymar's thing is he can beat anyone in a 1v1, and because of that, that's his job. His job is to find defenders, isolate them 1v1, win the free kick, win the penalty, or find a teammate or score. Like it's as simple as that. With our team, we have to overcomplicate. We have to be like, yo, like Rashi, like you need to time your runs more, man. Like for now, like we need a shape, so we need to make a 4-4-2. We need to come back, and create this 4-4-2 for me, and then you need to time your run of when to do the attack and all of that type of thing. And that normally comes much later in footballers' careers naturally. You can see that Mbappe is playing off instinct, Haaland's playing off instinct, Sancho is playing. You can see but with us, it's just it's not fluid. Do you know what I mean?
So, I think there is a lack of instinct, and I also think some players want to look like the players that they see internationally, if that makes sense. So Rashford wants to be like Mbappe. So again,
and Mbappe plays off instinct though. That's the thing about Mbappe. I don't think.
But that's what I'm saying. But I think when you say overcoached, like I feel like maybe it's Man United. Every player that comes to United wants to add something to their game, or United players want to add something to their game. And for me, it confuses me. It's like Lukaku. Lukaku came to Man United and wanted to start playing like Martial. I mean, it didn't make any sense. And I don't know. I feel like they're trying to overcompensate for something. I really don't know. Rashford for me has still got crazy potential, but he needs to mature. He needs to mature. I think he's quite immature in his decision making. He still plays with his head down sometimes and that kind of stuff.
Do you think, like in our system, like the 4-2-3-1, do you think he's got a lot of defensive responsibility?
He shouldn't,
because he shouldn't. When you see when we defend in a 4-4-2, and he's not part of the two up top. It's always Bruno and Cavani or Bruno.
Yeah, I feel like he's got too much defensive responsibility. Yeah, but I feel like
maybe if he was part in the defensive thing, maybe it would free him up.
Yeah, I think he has got too much defensive, but actually, I also think it helps the team because of who he is as a player defensively as well. Because he does kind of enjoy coming back sometimes. But if I was him, I would want to. Is that Hazard? Like, and it's why probably Jose didn't get along with Hazard. Like asking Hazard to come back and defend. Like, what we did.
Yeah, but you see that. So you say you want to part of the two. Then who does he substitute then? Because it can't be him.
This is when we actually talk about the players we need. There we go. There we go. Now this is where we talk about the players we need.
Yeah, but it's always been a combination of both.
Yeah, if we sign a right winger, and this is the thing, like if he's a sign a right winger who can obviously who's right-footed naturally but can play on the left, like Sancho, that type of ilk, or there's the what's it called? The guy at Florentina, Chelsea, whatever he's called again.
I don't even know his name.
I don't know. He's like a guy at Florentina, he's an amazing winger, but like someone that's like very good on the right-footed, who's comfortable there, but can cut in and play on the left as well. Basically, that type of player.
That will help Wan-Bissaka.
Maybe
that would help Wan-Bissaka going on that side, and then when you want to play Rashford further forward, you got someone that can play there too. Like that makes a lot of sense to me. But
I asked Jerry what I've said about Rashford and many strikers, or many players like Rashford. I feel sorry for them.
Innit? That's what
They're
you said,
basically
right?
4-4-2 strikers. That's what they are. That's
what
fully what they are. But unfortunately, in this current era, they don't really get to play there. So he's moved to the left. He's still good on the left. But really and truly, I think Rashford potentially should be playing what Rooney was doing.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah, really and truly. I think that's where he's probably going to be the most effective. But it seems like Bruno's taking that kind of role. And he does it pretty well as well, to be honest.
Could the two not be Bruno and Rashi?
No, because one needs to be further forward, the Van Persie type.
Yeah, but
I still feel like you need one.
Like, Rashi can be on the shoulder, like Vardy.
He can if that's how we want to play though. But I think Man United desperately need a striker that can play things back to goal as well.
No, but then you have Bruno come in deep, link up the play, creating that extra man.
Yeah, but you're gonna need the striker to do it as well, though. Like, there's gonna be times where you have to pop it up.
There's gonna be times you're gonna be stressed and be like, "Right, this guy's not
holding the
ball." Like, it's just, it's just he's not sticking and he's just bouncing back. And
you don't have that, man. You don't have that.
But we need a Haaland, man.
But see that comes back to the system and the players. They keep the ball well. They're patient, like you keep saying.
With City, you can do anything.
Yeah. They play false nine, fam.
Yeah,
like, and it sticks.
But with City, they could play two at the back.
I think Bruno
still do well.
An amazing partnership. You know, I think that would be a good partnership. Fam. I see it.
Yeah, but see, if they're the two, then who's gonna get the ball to them? We always go back to them.
Adjust.
Oh, Pogba, yeah. It depends what players we use. Yeah,
but then if Pogba's playing, who's gonna help him defend? Basically, what I've been screaming for, Ricky, is please,
Fred.
Please. What I've been screaming for so long, which is why I keep saying players, is a lot of these things we talk about can be solved if only we had a player like Matic who had Fred's legs. Just imagine that. A Fabinho, for example. I think that changes so much for Man United. I don't think you need to play scoring in that case.
Is there Fabinho out there?
I mean, there must be. There must be. Partey was there. Why did we get Partey?
No, I don't think Partey is as good as Fabinho, man.
No, he's not. But he's a kind of player
that's defensive people. I feel like his athleticism gets him away with a lot.
With Partey?
I don't think he's like
he's great,
play defensively, bro. I don't think he's intelligent. Like the players that I see that are like intelligent defensively are like Idris Gueye that went to PSG. That guy, he lays traps, man. He knows
when I said this when he's that man tried to say I said I wanted Indeed. I wanted him,
Jerry,
fam. I said him.
If you told me Ghana Gueye, I would have agreed.
His stats were disgusting. Like you see, Kante,
and he's a good footballer.
What about that guy? The Brighton guy. What's his name?
Oh,
the black guy.
I called him to you before, Joe, didn't I?
Basuma.
I like him. I think he's cold.
He's more
good on the ball as well.
He's an 8.
No, bro, no.
Is he?
He sits deep.
He's an 8, bro. No, he's an 8. He gets forward, man. I've seen him. He likes being on the ball a lot, man.
I'm telling you. I've been watching him. I've been calling him for a while. I watch a lot of Brighton's games.
They play a back 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you play a back 3, you don't need a DM. You have their double pivots are not DMs. They're CMs. They're number 8s. Okay. Like when you have a back 3, you have a spare centre back to come out and to actually deal with the player in the
What about the brother I call that Jerry? I don't know if he's a DM, but he plays for Leeds.
Oh, Calvin Phillips. Yeah, he's sick.
I think he's cold.
On the ball is amazing.
Defensively, I don't know.
He's not there. He's not there.
On the ball, that's the kind of player I need in my team. That's the kind of player I need in my team, not Fred. Come on, guys.
Well, it's actually sticky, fam. Like, I'd rather have a player that I know that defensively would have it on smash for me. But everybody knows that my favorite DM is probably Ruben Neves, man, for Wolves. I love him.
Really?
I love him, man.
He's intelligent to just pick up the spaces. That even defensively, he doesn't need to do much.
Technically,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like the ball, Jesus Christ, bro. Like
for so many years, I was trying to tell people that defending is not just about crunching people, fam.
Of course.
It's about bro, Ricky wasn't there them times. I had to argue. People thought defending is about crunching and that's what who's gonna do the dirty work. I hate that. When I hear that, it makes me sick. It makes me sick. I don't want to do no dirty work. I want you to do a clean, smart job. That's why. That's why I was such a big fan of Carrick for many years. People didn't understand why. I said, watch the guy. He's so intelligent. He didn't have no legs.
Yeah, but
he just knew where to be.
The other side of his game, bro. That's the problem with Carrick, bro. He's missing the other side of his game. It's still needed, bro.
Say that again.
The other side of his game is still needed. I think he was lucky that we had a Vidic, bro, because if we didn't have a Vidic in our team, Jesus Christ.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think the defense it does help with having Rio and
of course it will help anybody.
Literally admitted that to this day, the thing that he could never actually clock is how to deal with crosses, bro.
Who's that?
When he said that, I was like, "Wow."
Who's that?
You're a centre back. Rio Ferdinand, bro. Rio Ferdinand said the hardest thing as a centre back is crosses for him. And for Vidic, for Vidic and Terry, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's how we play
crosses in the air.
Yeah,
that's not like Van Dijk to them, man. It's nothing. But that just shows you that Rio Ferdinand, as a kid, was a DM. He has admitted he was a midfielder.
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
You know what I mean? So, like we were lucky that we had a player so like Vidic, like in terms of build, he's not a giant.
No, he wasn't. He was just aggressive. He was just a Serbian fam. That's what it was.
It was just his mentality, bro. Like he just knows how to do it, bro. Like, and that's the same as John Terry and stuff like that. So I think
that's why we now from Jones. That's
if Carrick from Jones now, I don't think he could do it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. In our team now, Carrick can do that job, bro. Carrick in our team now.
Bro, not with Maguire. No way. No way. That's Matic.
You see Harry, shout out Harry. You know football, fam. I've been screaming Declan Rice for like it's been 2 years now. I think he is the perfect DM that he could.
How athletic is he though? That's what I don't know, bro.
He looks athletic.
No, because you know our pitch here, like Fellaini. Before Fellaini came to us, we didn't clock how immobile he was. Our pitch is massive, bro. Our pitch is massive. So like,
but he's able to get around.
What's the Declan Rice? He plays that West Ham. Now the West Ham pitch is huge, fam. It's huge,
bro. Exactly, bro. Like if I was a United coach, if I was a United like recruitment player, the one thing that every single player on the outfield pitch must be able to do is be athletic in 1v1s, like agility, turning, circles. All of that needs to be tight because I can't have no Matiches and Fellaini's and Harry Maguire's running on our pitch. It's too long. It's too much space to cover. We don't have space. We need to be able to 1v1 goal.
How do you get Maguire, fam?
Fam, you see Maguire this week, obviously with the Luke Shaw comments, he didn't back it, fam. He didn't. He said, "Oh no, Luke Shaw misheard what the referee." I said, "Fam, are you the captain? What are you doing?"
Maguire's not my captain. He's not my captain. He's not my captain. He
yeah, Martial. Yeah, the red card.
He's not my captain.
Is it him or our media managers, bro? Is it here or
probably the media managers?
Probably him, but I think Maguire allowed. But if you're gonna back it, you actually if he misheard it, alright, cool. But then you come out and tell us what the referee said then. But he hasn't said a word, fam. And you are the captain of this club, man.
Our club, our club is stocks and shares, bro. You can't have bad news circulating around, bro.
They tried to shy away it so quickly. I was thinking, what PR thing are they doing right now?
No, but you say that though. What Ricky said is right. Our own shares in Man Utd. I don't want no bad news, fam. Our own shares in Man Utd. I need our stock to go up.
Jackson's like shareholders meeting, like.
I'm like, get Luke Shaw out of my club.
I'm feeling ambivalent towards you, but I don't know if I should hug you right now or kiss you or I should punch you up. I don't know what to do with it.
But it's definitely PR, man. It's just one of those things, isn't it?
I don't rate him, man. Maguire, I always say he's not that bad of a player, but him as a person, I don't know. That's why I keep saying to you, Jack, I don't know what Ollie saw to give him the armband. Why?
I don't know.
Where did you see captaincy attributes? Where? Never in his life.
I genuinely, I think someone said it. I can't remember who it was. Was it on here or in a group chat? I don't know. But someone was saying the fact that he's English and he plays for England, and some other thing is the reason why. And I think that's genuinely the reason why too, because he's the only person that we were going to buy that's of age that's going to be at this club for like 10 years. Think about it. Like Bruno can easily end up at Madrid or somewhere.
Yeah, he probably find it. Yeah, Maguire. No, you don't need to convince him about Man United's history and.
Nah. You don't need to convince him. And Maguire will comfortably stay at Man United for the rest of his career.
Another Phil Jones fan. We'll probably be 10 years when he's finished. 100%. He'll still be here, fam.
Finished. He's already finished. What do you mean finished? He's already finished, fam. I don't see the big difference between him and Jones.
They asked Ollie, what's Jones saying, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he's working."
Oh, bruv. They need to stop doing that. Why?
Do you know what's really sad? Do you know what the hell was really sad? Yeah, pre the thing. Yeah, Jones, a fit Jones, solves a lot of issues. I'm saying it because you know he's real, fam. A fit Jones fixes our issues, fam.
Some of it.
The funny, Jones is probably better than Lindelof. That's
a mad statement.
No.
I like Jones.
Bro, Jones has had his moments, you know.
Jones has had his moments.
It's okay. Not a fit Jones, but what Jones, his attributes. Let me put it that way. His attributes are, apart from his dumbness, is actually what we need. Like we need his aggression, because his aggression is similar to Bailey. Yeah. He's not that bad. He's not that great at it actually, but he's not.
But he puts his head on stuff.
He's so clumsy, fam.
He's clumsy. He's dumb, man. That's the thing, man.
You think Bailey's clumsy, bro? Phil Jones, Jesus Christ, he's a car.
But maybe just like Smalling, maybe he's matured. Like he's been there a long time. Like Smalling, I know people were cussing him, but he obviously went on loan. He come back. He looked like a new man. Yeah.
Smalling was always. I think the Smalling thing was just fashion. Like football. Everybody's going for ball playing centre backs now. That's just it. Yes. I don't think.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe Smalling is better than Maguire.
That's a fact.
I said it before it became popular. I said, watch what Smalling brings to the team. He's athletic, but the thing. Even the fact that he's not great on the ball. Yeah, if you want to play from the back, you're not going to play Smalling, are you? But
he keeps it simple though. He
keeps it simple. Yeah, he just didn't look good. It didn't look nice, but he still got the ball delivered to the players. Or something. I don't know, man. Smalling would have been a huge boost for our centre backs if he was playing. Look, he's got the physicality that we're looking for.
We didn't have to sign Maguire. We had Smalling there, bro.
We wasted money, fam.
80 million.
Bruv, that was such a waste of money. As is in the chat, he's saying Ndombele is what you need at DM. He's not a DM though, because they got what's his name? Højbjerg.
I think Ndombele is more of a 10. But if you had to compare 10 and 6,
it's like an 8.
He's a number 8. He's an 8.
Yeah.
No, he's an 8. But I mean, if he's more of a 10 than a 6.
Yeah, like he's not a 6. Definitely not, bro. He's like Pogba. What you doing?
Because he's black. I told you, any black centre mid plays DM, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but it shouldn't be the case.
Athleticism.
Yeah, that's it,
right.
basically. Yeah, that's another topic for another day. But coming up to an hour, guys. We're gonna just wrap up with the predictions for tomorrow's game. Obviously, we'll be back straight after the game with the reaction. But yeah, just the closing statements. What's the prediction for tomorrow, Rick?
1-0, Man United.
Oh, damn. That's so boring, man. I'll take it, but I need a performance, man. But 1-0 is what it is. It's a 3 points, as we always say. Take each game as it comes. Jax, what are you saying?
4-1. Benteke is going to pull up against Lindelof on the back post and go score a header and then do that dumb celebration he does.
Old me, boy.
To be honest, I think it just depends how quickly you score the first goal. I
said the celebration. His celebration is cold, man. I like it.
I think it's sick. I love it. But I think it just depends when we score the first goal. If you score the first goal and then try and come out, then we'll open the floodgates. But so I want to call 4-1 because I think we can score early. If we can score early, that'll be great.
Yeah, I'm hoping for performance. I know the result we should win, but the City game, I've always said that I still feel confident that we can beat them. Obviously, watching them now, I think is that a goal? Oh, let's give him the goal. It's 4-1, bruv. This team, man.
City's 1-4-1.
Yeah. This is so annoying, man. But anyway, we're second. I think that's the best we could do. As we've
listen, if Scott and Fred play, I guess let me tell you the funniest thing about Man United here is actually the only team in the Premier League that I actually fancy can beat City.
No, I think Liverpool. If they have their players,
I mean, yeah, I'm talking about Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool are set up to beat City when I have their players. I'm talking about like now, like if there's any team that I actually think can beat City, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually beat them. I wouldn't. I'm not saying we would, but I won't be like, oh my god, how did we beat City? I'd be like, that's what we do in it. Like we could just spring a surprise every so often, and I won't be surprised if we get mad either.
But you know what's mad against City? Yeah? I feel like they won't even have to go into like third gear, bro. I think it's gonna be cruising and beat us, bro.
Oh,
like us. None of the games on CBs, I mean, like they didn't play all that well, but they still win.
Yeah, that's it.
They do that a lot.
It's happen, bro. Something's gonna happen. Like, they're not gonna have to get out of like second or third gear to beat us, bro. Like,
don't watch that, man. Rashford's gonna show Diaz what the Premier League's all about.
Yeah, if we were to beat them, we'll have to start fast, man. Like we've done.
Rashford's got to be on job. Rashford has to be on job.
So. Yeah, last year the way we started, when we won, is it 2-1? Like I was thinking, like we should have scored like 4 in the first 15 minutes. Like we had mad breaks. I think. Anyway, listen, that's a video for
James has to play that game though. I'll play James that game.
We'll get into that preview. I think that's coming on Friday, guys. So watch out for that. But yeah, the guys have gone with the score. Jack's going 4-1. Rick said 1-0. I'm going 3-1. I think Palace struggling a lot recently, and for us, it should be a routine win. And obviously, I don't trust us to keep a clean sheet because Benteke, like you said, I can see him bullying Lindelof or whoever plays like back post. Cahill as well. He's dangerous with set pieces.
And so yeah, will come out. The
obvious weaknesses. So yeah, man, I'm going 3-1. Guys, yeah, we're gonna wrap up there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone in the comments showing love. Make sure you're smashing that like button and subscribe if you're new. And like I said, tomorrow we'll be back straight after the game to obviously review the game. Hopefully, just to review a nice victory heading up into the Manchester derby. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.